Hey, what's up guys? So today I really wanted to talk to you about finding the perfect photo lab, and for me it has really been a journey. It truly has. I started out with film photography a couple of years ago, and since then I've had about 5 or 6 different labs process my film. And I'm just going to kind of go through each lab and where I'm at right now versus where I started out with finding the lab. So the first one I did was I took it to my local CVS, which is a drugstore. Drugstores will do film processing and scans, and they'll charge quite a bit for it and not do such a great job. So CVS did my photos. I had like a 24 exposure roll of film, and out of that about 6 of the photos actually turned out visible and they were blurry. So I was very disappointed with the shots. Of course I was just starting out, and I was using a Holga 135, which is not a great camera to start out with unless you know what you're doing a little bit. A more automatic camera I think would have been best. But I had them process the film. It took about 2 weeks to actually get the film back because they had to send it off. And then they charged me for the full price, even though only about 6 of the photos turned out. I had also ordered the CD because you have to transfer them from a CD to your computer if you want the scans. And that's a process. So I decided to go with someone else. I was buying a lot of cameras and a lot of film from Lomography at the time. So I sent mine off to Lomography. I figured, you know, these people sell cameras and film, they gotta know what they're doing. So I sent my film off to them, and it took about a month to actually get the results back, which the time was absurd because the Lomography gallery store is only about 9 or 10 hours drive from where I live. They got the film 2 or 3 days after I sent it, and then it took them a month to actually process the film, scan it, upload it. The cool thing is they put it on your Lomography account so you can automatically transfer them to your Lomography albums if you want to. But it took like a month. The scans were okay. The prints were not that great. So I just wasn't impressed with it. And at the time, honestly, I probably wasn't taking very good photos. The whole process was complicated, extremely complicated to order film. And then it took so long, so I wasn't impressed with that. I hope that they've really fixed that by now. But I'll probably never give it another shot just because I don't have the time or the money to waste on that. So that was Lomography. And then after that, I found an online lab. There are a lot of online labs that you can send and mail your film off to, which is cool because you send it off to them, they develop it, process it, scan it, whatever you order, and then you get the negatives back in the mail, but you also get your scans automatically uploaded on the internet, which is nice. So I sent mine off to the darkroom, and they have good customer service. The turnaround time wasn't bad. It wasn't extremely fast, but I'd say within about like a week and a half I had my film. And this was a few years ago, so they might have improved this as well. But the scans were good. I had an awful time figuring out how to log into their online gallery at first, but once I figured it out, it was okay. And the customer service was good. But the price was kind of high, and their lab is on the other side of the country, so there was this bit of a lag time. And then I found another lab. The lab that I currently use, and that is oldschoolphotolab.com. You've probably heard me mention them a couple times in the past, just because I really can't believe how good this lab is. For the past 1.5 or 2 years, they've been processing my film, and they've been doing such a good job at it. I don't worry when I send my film off to them, because I know that it's a small team of people, but it's a really professional, really experienced team of people. Like, they know what they're doing with your film. They're gonna take good care of it. I don't think I've heard a complaint ever about Old School Photo Lab. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but they genuinely care about the film that you send them, which is, you don't see that a lot. So when I send my film off to them, and I don't even live in the vicinity of this photo lab, I send my film off to them. Usually takes about 2, sometimes if the weather's bad or something, 3 days to get to them, which is not bad. 2 or 3 days to actually get to them. Once they get it, I mean, it's inhuman how fast they develop the film and then put your scans on the computer. You get an email saying your scans are ready in like no time. And it surprises me. It really surprises me how quick they are. I'm not even exaggerating. I sent some film off to them this past week. They got it after 2 days, and it literally like that evening, I got an email saying my scans were ready. I wasn't even expecting it. I got an email popped up and said it was from Old School Photo Lab. And I was like, already? Like, this isn't even, I don't know. They're extremely fast. The results always look good. My scans are great. The customer service is fantastic because you're actually dealing with a real person when you talk to them. They're just a great lab. And I really can't brag on them enough. It's just like when you find something that's really good, you want to share it. That's kind of what this is. Old School Photo Lab does a great job. They're great people. It's a really cool business that I think every photographer should support and kind of at least test out. If you're unsure about who you want your photo lab to be, test it out between a couple different labs. Send a roll to each lab and see which one you like best. But those are 4 different labs that I've tried. Old School Photo Lab, hands down, the best. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more film photography related videos. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we talk about film cameras on here a lot. Let me know in the comments section where you send your film off to and your experiences with film labs, and I'll see you guys later.